Hello Star Wars and unboxing fans, welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host Darth Tuba. Check out all my videos on YouTube, subscribe to my Twitter and Facebook pages, as well as my Instagram, and email me darthtuba77 at gmail.com if you have any questions, or comment on YouTube if you have any questions or recommendations or suggestions for unboxings. So today I'm very excited, we have two really exciting things to do. Number one, we have an unboxing of a semi-rare set of items here, which I'll get to in a minute, and then after that we have to announce the winner of our first giveaway, which was for the unopened Darth Plagueis action figure. Okay, we received a bunch of comments, and I'm gonna pick one. I already picked one from the randomizer, so if you want to know who won, you're gonna have to wait till the end, but it won't be too long of a video, so let's just get right to our unboxing for this week. So for this week we have a set of two items, and this is from going back a couple of years, 2004, and this was a Star Wars Mos Eisley Cantina set number 1, or scene number 1, and Mos Eisley Cantina scene number 2. Now, the scene number 1, if you're kind of looking and trying to get away from the glare here, you got Dr. Evazan, War, and Kitik Kidlak. Okay, 3 different characters that were seen in it. Obviously, War and Dr. Evazan had a little more screen time than Kitik Kidkak. I'm not even sure if I ever even saw this character in there, except in a really brief pass-by. So that's one. Then came this other one, scene 2, which actually includes the Ponda Baba, which is, of course, Dr. Evazan's compadre there. Zutton, which, interestingly enough, they use it as, this is the blue Snaggletooth kind of remake that they made. I'll tell you about the blue Snaggletooth bit in a little bit. And, of course, Obi-Wan Kenobi with his encounter. Now, I want to point out this box. I will say this, folks. One danger about keeping things in the box is that occasionally, you can see here, there was some damage done to this box. Years ago, this basement had a flood, and though most of my collection was up high and did not get any damage, there were a few pieces that were damaged, and this was one of them. A lot of pieces that were damaged I just opened up, right then and there. It was like Christmas all over again. People thought I was all devastated, and I said, why? I wanted to open them anyway. This just gave me an excuse. This one, though, at the time I said, well, it's not in too bad a shape. I kind of like the display it's in, so I kept it. But as you can see, over the years, there's just been a little, the damage has started, the moisture has seeped in a little more. So it's definitely time to open this one up and remove the figures. You can see, too, that in the boxes, each figure comes with a bar stool, okay, and a bar and a set of 2 stools, so you can interlock all of them together, okay? Or if you want to set them like kind of sideways like this is what I'm probably going to do, and kind of set up a a little mini diorama, all right, which is what I'm going to plan on doing, okay? So let's start with the first one. These are originally retailed for around $20, which even back in 2004 wasn't bad when you consider that you're getting 3 figures, because figures have been between $5 and $6 a piece going back a long time. So to have a 3 of them, a 3-pack for $20, a hard plastic bar scene, a pretty good price actually. So these are great if you want to do any customizing. Or things of that nature. So while I'm putting this out, I do want to send out another shout out, my own return shout out to Skywalking Through Neverland, Richard and Sarah, who do an awesome Disney and Star Wars related podcast. I highly recommend, if you don't listen to them, to start, because they are an awesome duo that talk a lot about all things Star Wars, Marvel, and Disney. And they put on some, they just have a really fantastic persona about them, and they get really excited about different things. And they actually did a shout out for me and my wife, who we did a what they called a Skywalker selfie, where we took pictures of our costumes. I was dressed as Han Solo, and my wife was dressed as a mashup of Princess Leia and Minnie Mouse. So it's Hoth, Princess Leia, and Minnie Mouse, and it was really, really creative and clever, and I love what she did. So I was really happy that they kind of gave us a shout out for that. So, all right, so these guys, they're a little bit, unfortunately, There's a little bit of an issue with these in that they seem to be kind of stuck at the bottom here, so I have to kind of pull out the bottom here because they're all kind of tied up. So this is a little bit of a pain. So you got to do a little bit of damage here. I know I mentioned to Richard as a comment that I tend to save the box art. You can, if you want, you can utilize the back part of this, and there is actually a way that you can literally cut it and save it. So I'm actually going to try to do that. So I have a little bit of a backdrop here. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm not out anything if I don't do it, but it's a nice little idea. So I'm gonna, it actually has like almost a perforated edge here. So I'm just gonna kind of follow it along. I have to score it once. And okay, so there you go. Now, in order to do this right, though, I kind of have to do a little more taking apart here. You have to kind of, again, always a good idea. Two amazing tools. Simple, but amazing and very effective and much needed tools that you have to have when you're doing this, okay? Tool number one is a box cutter, okay? Use a box cutter, folks, okay? Preferably one with a sharp blade. But just be careful, children. Do not go messing things around without parents' permission and supervision, preferably. All right, so the other tool you need sometimes, depending on the twist tie. See, I'm working the twist ties with my hands right now, so they're not too bad. But another item that you could use is a set of pliers, and you know those pliers like this that can assist you in it. These don't seem too bad. These seem pretty good. Like as I said, this alien-like creature, I do not remember seeing at all. Now I know there are. That's why, you know, I consider myself a huge Star Wars fan, but I would not be one that would be overly enamored with the every single tiny itsy bitsy detail. And I don't mean to say that people that are shouldn't be doing that. No, it's whatever interests you and whatever things that you know, whatever gives you the most joy out of it. For me, it was always the collecting aspect of it. But I do appreciate that they've come out with like literally every character from the movie. I mean, there's not a single character. If you go through the entire Star Wars saga, if a character has had more than 1 second of screen time, you've probably seen that they've probably made it into a figure. If not a general figure release, they've made it into a battle pack or a figure multi-pack or something of that nature. So it's out there. Oh, woof, my goodness. Oh, poor War is stuck. Sorry, War. No wonder he's so cranky. Okay. Now, I'd like to keep these all together, so I'm going to try to do that a little bit. So I'm going to kind of, I guess you could call this somewhat of a half unboxing. They're kind of, there's some plastic protector on all these, and I think I'm going to try to leave some of it on if it's at all possible, just to leave the figures untouched. I don't know, now I don't know where the heck this wire goes. I guess I'm not even sure. I guess it goes, oh. Yeah, this thing is like very well put together here. I have to take War apart a little bit. Sorry, War. I'm trying to see, I gotta look, I have another War action figure from another 3-pack, I think, or another a single pack, and I want to take a look and see if it's the exact same figure, if they've repainted it. And again, there are websites, guys, that you can actually look all this stuff up. Some of the ones that I'm familiar with, rebelscum.com. All right, these are free shout-outs. These guys are not endorsing the show in any way. I'm just giving them a, you know, I enjoy looking at their sites for information. Yeah, this paint job is quite interesting. But yeah, rebelscum.com. Jedi Temple Archives is another great one. All right, so let's just say this. We're going to take this guy. Oh, I still have these things. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Looks like this piece of cardboard here. Okay. Looks like this piece of cardboard, for some reason, is what's holding this whole thing together, which is this piece of cardboard on the back here. I guess maybe a little bit. All right, so you know what else they have? Like, I see. Oh no, you know we can get rid of this. There's a little rubber band here, but it just gets rid of some of this twist tie, you know, the rubber bandy kind of stuff. The only thing I don't understand is where these wires are coming from. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually use this because needle nose pliers are also wire cutters. So I'm going to just do this. I'm going to just detach some of it. I don't want to take the whole thing apart. Oh, looks like it's coming anyway. All right, cool. All right, so they kind of have a nice little freestanding thing, but they have a little lock, little tongue and groove lock system here, so that works. There we go. So you can put them in any order. All right, I see. Again, I'm going to just cut these guys out. And again, it looks like once you, yeah, they're kind of round robin there. All right, and you lock them in like that, like so. They don't really lock in too strongly. They just lock in a little bit. Loving the fact that Dr. Evazan and Ponda Baba, which we'll get to in a minute, both find their way on Jeddah, right before Jeddah's destruction in the movie Rogue One. I think that's really cool. I'm going to put that out of the way. And then we'll do that. All right, well, we have to do that. Come on. Now, these are not in the exact order that I did them, but they seem to all work the same way. So I'm going to keep them like that. And then you can use, I'm trying to see, you can like, I am guessing here that I'm actually going to do a little bit of, well, it looks like these should both fit in here, but the groove that they would fit in is very small. And this one, there we go. That kind of also keeps them all together. So, all right, that's this one. Okay. Oh, got to put War. I'm going to give War a break and let him kind of enjoy a drink in his own bar. Okay. So that's the first one. Now the second one, I have a feeling, is going to be a little bit more flimsy because, as I mentioned, we got some serious water damage. Yeah, hopefully, yeah, that's another thing. Like, if you ever, a lot of people put displays up in the basements, and I get that. I do it too. But if you get water damage, don't even bother trying to salvage it, folks. In terms of the box, take them out. It's not just a question of the value of the product, if you're worried about that. It's also a question of health. These boxes can maintain mold, they can attract bugs and other pests, and you don't want that in your house any more than you want, water damage. So you got to be careful with that. Now that means, unfortunately, that this backdrop is probably not going to be able to work. So what I could do is take make a scan of this and repeat it, put it on some cardstock, maybe tape a few layers together, and then I can use that. It's certainly an option, okay? Something I might consider. Another option would be to, what I like about this is it works as a nice little trash bin. Another option would be to, you can look online. I'm sure there are people that are making like dioramas and things like that. This one I'm actually going to pull apart in pieces just because it's, as I said, it's a little dusty, and I don't want to have too much of that stuff getting over here. But as you can see, it's really cool, like the little pieces. And I think you could actually get more of these. In fact, I'm trying to see if I have any back here. Yeah, I don't know if you can see. It might be a little bit out of the way there. No, there it is. It's like right here. I don't know if you can see it this far, but there is actually a similar kind of setup. It's more rounded. So I'm wondering if I could actually align that one with these to make it the horseshoe. So I'll have to take a look at that and see if it works. If I can get it to work like that, I'll put a picture of that in the post-show credits, as they would say, because I just think that that's a really cool idea. So this one has, sorry if my volume is a little high, I'm a little excited because I've been wanting to open this one up for a while. I had this like 2004. I think one of them I bought a little bit later, like on the secondhand market, or like secondary eBay or whatever. But there were I remember there was These are fun. These are fun. There was one of the two was a little bit harder to get. I think it might have been the first one. I don't know. Maybe it was the second one. I have to look. But oh my God, this is like a big gigantic piece of glue. Sometimes you have to ask yourself, is it really worth opening? Just because they do such a big, they definitely sold this like a battle pack. For those who don't know, for a while there, Hasbro was releasing battle packs of figures. Sometimes the figures were just repaints and repacks. Sometimes they were new, and sometimes they came with unique items. And I've done some unboxings of battle packs in the past. And the nice thing about battle packs is that it's like an instant diorama. You buy it and boom, put it up, and there you go. You have a nice display, and they're kind of compacted and they're done in a nice way. Some not as much as others, but the downside about them is that, eventually you get so many of them, you get to the point where it's even they take up more room. So you have to kind of do your thing. All right, we're getting close now. Now let's talk about little Zutton there, the blue Zutton. So the infamous blue, or in the old days they used to call him Snaggletooth, the infamous blue Snaggletooth. So guess what we had? We had so back in the day when, and again, there might be little snippets of the story that I'm not getting 100% right, but this is the story as I remember it. Before the movie came out, toy companies were given pictures and stills of characters to design product for it to have ahead of time. Now, Kenner, as I mentioned this story, Kenner was a late joiner to the party. So when Kenner, which is Hasbro bought, Kenner was the original releaser of all the Star Wars action figures. So they were a little late to the party. But when they did finally start releasing figures, it's like an 18-month process. So well before the movie came out, they were designing the figures based on photos that they received, black and white stills, shots of the characters. So when it came to this character, Zutton, they saw a face and they saw an upper torso in black and white. So they didn't know the details. So what did they do? Well, they gave him a blue uniform, and they gave him, originally, they gave him silver boots, they gave him regular hands, and they made him tall. They made him like a normal, 5-6 foot humanoid size. Well, it turns out that creature, when you see that creature in the film, is short in stature, played by a little person, was in a maroon or purple-ish outfit, and had like furry hands and feet. So they quickly had to remake the figure. But they had made so many of these. Now, I don't remember if this was, they did release the tall blue Snaggletooth, as they called it back then, but they released it in I think it was either a Sears or a J.C. Penney little cardboard, like a battle pack, like a cardboard standout that you would put up together and have 4 figures, one of them being this blue Snaggletooth. So consequently, the blue Snaggletooth figure is extremely hard to come by. So as a result, they're kind of rare. So if you come across one at a toy show or in a Comic-Con and it's not too expensive, of course it doesn't look exactly like this. It looks a little bit different. So, but then of course we have the Ponda Baba, we have the Obi-Wan Kenobi, okay, and then we have the bar. So, like I said, a nice way to display it would be like this, and then, or actually I guess I have to go the other way. Okay, and put the little horseshoe on this side. I don't know if these will fit. I think they're a little short, so I'm going to assume that they don't. But if they do, if they happen to, I can put a picture in there. So that will almost do it for this episode. Okay, this episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. But as I'm sure many of you are aware, we had a giveaway this time, and I'm really excited that there was definitely some more comments provided for the YouTube channel. Apparently there are people that want this giveaway, so I'm excited to do it. So I am very happy and pleased to announce that the winner of the Darth Tuba's Unboxing Show first giveaway, there will be more, first giveaway, the winner is Kenobi 53. So congratulations to Kenobi 53. I need you to get me your address information through, through my darthtuba77@gmail.com email address. Just email me that, and I will mail this out to you this week. Now, I will give it a, let's say a week from, this is going to be a Wednesday episode, I believe, right? So why don't we give it a week from this Wednesday's episode? So the next Wednesday episode, if I don't hear from you, I will assume you'd rather not have the figure, or if you reply to me that you'd prefer not to have it, I will do another randomizer, and I will randomize the winner, and I will announce that person then. We will definitely have other giveaways, okay? I'm so excited that some of you jumped into that, and I will, I got plenty of Star Wars items, new in the box and loose, that I'd be willing to part with, for the good of the show, and to get more people to comment, like, subscribe, share. Please do that, folks. I mean, and feel free to, I got some great, awesome feedback, some great ideas. We had, and I'm sorry if I don't remember the individual names, but we had, and I'll talk about, we had somebody ask about doing live shows. I will try to get back into that. It's a little bit more complicated because of my work schedule, but I will do what I can. We also had some people saying, maybe do some themed months, like a Sith month, or talk about all the different villain groupings, the Empire, the Sith, the First Order, and maybe do a specific unboxing. As we're continuing on, I will certainly look into stuff like that. It might be a while before I can get something like that together, but I might try that. And then another idea we had was, that was presented to me was, to maybe bring out some of the other vintage stuff. I know I brought out an old Jawa Sandcrawler, another exclusive item from the 70s. Maybe do something with the 12-inch figure line from the 70s. Just kind of show them and talk a little bit about them, like just a standard toy review. And then again, somebody asked about toy hunting, going on a toy hunt, going on, going out and doing some out and about into the community. Again, those are things that I will certainly consider, put on there. None of those ideas are things that I don't want to do. I think that they're all awesome, and please send me other ones. And if you have any questions, I try to answer them. When I get a comment, I try to answer it fairly quickly if I know the answer. So again, thank you, congratulations to Kenobi53. Get me your contact information so I can mail this out to you. If you are, I don't know who you are. If you're below the age of 18, you might want to ask your parents to reach out to me or what have you. But this is strictly, I'll cover the postage for it. So thank you very much for entering your comments. And please, the rest of you, keep sending comments. I will announce another giveaway soon. But in the meantime, thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.